If you've been running for a while, or even if you're brand new to the sport, odds are somebody's already given their opinion on your running shoes. And maybe they think you need something called a shoe rotation, and honestly, they're not wrong. But before you panic about cost or your closet space, let's just talk about what a shoe rotation actually is, why it matters, and how to build one that makes sense for your running. And for that, I'm going to hand it over to Coach Ben. Take it away.
There are a few good reasons to change up your running shoes other than simply having a nice, full, colourful wardrobe. And the first up is with reference to injury risk. If we always run in the same pair of shoes, we'll have the exact same load going through every step into our body, through our muscles, our ligaments, our tendons, which can lead to overuse injuries. And if we've got multiple different shoes in our lineup with slightly different stack heights, foam, it's going to very slightly alter the way that we're contacting the ground, and this will create variety through the body, leading to a reduction in repetitive strain, but also make you slightly more durable and dynamic as a runner. Secondly, the foam inside your shoes gets compressed with every step, and then it needs to rebound mechanically back to that same structure it started in so it can support you maximally with each step. And this process can take to 24 hours or even 48 hours to kind of return back to that fully fresh, supportive state that it started in. So with this in mind, as you start to run more, and maybe start to run on back-to-back days, it can be really valuable to have a second pair of shoes to rotate between. And thirdly, we want to think about using our running shoes for exactly what they're designed for. A shoe that's designed to run smoothly on the tarmac versus one that's going to give you grip so you don't fall over on some slippery trails are very different. And the same when it comes to a shoe designed to help you run as fast as possible versus one that's as comfortable as possible so you can run for longer. While it is an upfront cost investing in a second pair of shoes, hopefully over the long run it doesn't actually cost you any more, because by having two pairs of shoes they'll last twice as long and over the long term cost you just the same.
A running shoe rotation basically just means having a set pair of shoes for any given workout. You can think of it like your wardrobe. You wouldn't wear the same outfit to work or the gym or a wedding, right? For running shoes, it's kind of the same. So today I'm going to talk through 5 main categories of running shoes that a lot of runners generally work toward. But before we get into it, I want to call out something really important. These are not set rules, nothing is rigid here. The same shoe can play a different role depending on the runner. For example, someone's daily trainer might be more of a max cushion recovery shoe to somebody else. It really depends on how you like to run, where you like to run, and what feels good on your foot. First up is a daily running shoe. This is the foundation of all of your training. This is your go-to shoe for the majority of your mileage. For your easy runs, your long runs, your recovery runs, it does it all, and that's what makes it so versatile and good for the everyday. So I've got 2 examples that I want to talk through. First, the Novablast and the Nike Vomero. Both are cushioned, versatile daily running shoes that have become super popular amongst runners, and with good reason. The Novablast has that super bouncy, energized feel on your foot, which is great for everyday miles at any pace. And the Vomero brings some serious foam. I mean, look at this. We've got incredible cushion, and it feels so dreamy over those longer distances too. It's no wonder it's become a crowd favorite with runners, despite being slightly heavy. And I've got another option that I want to run through really quickly. The Superblast. It's got a similar bouncy feel to the Novablast, but slightly firmer foam and a slightly more curved rocker to give you more momentum as you're towing off. It's a solid contender, but it is also a solid jump up in price, so only consider this if you are really looking to invest. So these are just some examples of what a good daily running shoe is trying to do. Protect your legs through lots of miles, give you that energy so you're not feeling heavy or sluggish on your runs. And if you want a full guide on daily running shoes, be sure to check out our video here. Next, let's talk about shoes that are really good for speed work. If you are following a runner plan, you'll have sessions like intervals, tempo, that sort of thing mixed in the week, and your daily trainers can handle this, but if you're putting in a lot of miles, having something that feels a little bit snappier and lighter under your feet might feel a little bit better during those faster sessions. The Adidas Evo SL has become massively popular with runners because it is light, it's got a great price point, and it actually features the Lightstrike Pro foam from Adidas, which is what you see in their Elite range. but it's packaged in this everyday running shoe that is really good for your speed work. So it gives you that little bit of snapback, which is great during your speedier sessions, and it gives you more longevity and durability than, say, a carbon plate would. And here's where it gets interesting. Shoes like these can absolutely double as your race day shoe, especially over shorter distances. A lot of runners love these for a 5K or a 10K distance, something like that, rather than having a dedicated race day shoe, but we'll come back to that later. Next, let's talk about trail shoes. And this is where you really want to start thinking about how you like to run. For me, there's nothing better than getting off the beaten path, exploring somewhere new, and taking in the scenery. And I want to have a shoe that I can trust. Trail shoes are made to be out in the elements. The outsole is grippy, so it gives you some stability if you're on loose or uneven terrain, and the upper on the top part of the shoe is usually reinforced to protect you from rocks or roots on your path. A great example of a trail shoe done well is the Hoka Speedgoat. This shoe has aggressive grip, but it's still comfortable for a long day out on the trails. Taking a look at the outsole, we see these things called lugs here. That's what's going to give you that grip on the uneven, loose terrain that you might find out on the trails. And we also have enough cushioning to be comfortable on a longer day out. And if we look at the upper of this shoe, we'll see some of that reinforcement that I mentioned. This is gonna help keep your foot locked in and secure, and you also have some extra protection in the toe box in case you hit some rocks along the way. Next, we're gonna talk about shoes for race day. If you're using a runner plan, or maybe just generally you're working towards some goal, if you've got an objective in mind, then it might be a good idea to have a shoe that you set aside just for that big day. This is something that you reserve for only special occasions. These are usually the most performance-driven shoe in any lineup, and between you and me, there's a lot of science behind a shoe that's designed to go fast, but there's also a huge mental effect when you lace up into a shoe that you've set aside for your big day. Let's talk about it. Shoes you want for race day are super lightweight, sometimes they've got a carbon plate, and they're just designed to help you go fast when it really matters. Two great examples of that are the Nike Alphafly and the Adizero Pro. Both are serious super shoes designed to go fast on race day. Even if you're brand new to running, you've probably seen this shoe out in the wild, whether you've noticed it or not. It's become a go-to for runners looking to go really fast on race day, and with good reason. It's got super lightweight ZoomX foam, the signature Zoom AirPod, and a carbon plate at the bottom. Everything about this shoe is designed for one thing: going fast. Now, something to keep in mind is all of that great technology I just mentioned really sits in the middle to forefront of the shoe, so depending on your personal footfall, this might not actually be the best option. If you tend to heel strike, this might feel pretty unstable for you, and depending on the distance, you might want a different shoe altogether. Next is the Adizero Pro, and depending on who you ask, some runners actually prefer this to the Nike Alphafly. It features the Adidas Lightstrike Pro foam, and instead of a carbon plate, it actually has rods that give you that little bit of a spring with every step. And the rocker is a little bit different to the Alphafly, so again, depending on how your foot falls, this actually might be more comfortable for you. These are extremely specialized shoes, and they come with a really hefty price tag, so you absolutely don't need to go out and buy a carbon-plated shoe to have a great race day. Plenty of runners achieve their personal records wearing shoes that they like to wear on their speedier sessions or their training days. These are just some examples of what's out there, and if you're really looking to specialize your running shoes and dive into the more technical, performance-driven side of things. Next, let's talk about max cushion recovery shoes. This one's interesting because it's also the most personal to you. Max cushion shoes are super plush, they're really soft under feet, and they're just designed for days when you want to get some easy miles in without adding any extra stress to your body. Some great examples of those are the Brooks Glycerin and the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080. Now, we put a poll out to our community and asked you guys what your ride or die running shoe was, and the Glycerin was by far the most popular answer. And it's easy to see why. It's soft, it's really well cushioned throughout, and it actually comes in a couple different versions too. You've got the Glycerin Flex for something lighter and, well, more flexible, and the Glycerin Max, which really doubles down on the cushioning that you see here. And the Fresh Foam 1080 is soft, it's super cushioned as well, and it's one that many runners swear by. It's become such a staple because it's something that you can just count on to get the job done, and it makes your easy runs feel just that much nicer. Here's the thing, some runners will use these purely as their recovery max cushion shoes. Others will use them for their main everyday daily running shoe or reserve them for their long runs. It depends entirely on what feels good to you. If you love plush, cushioned runs, then something like this could really anchor your entire rotation, not just sit at the easy end of it. This is exactly why building a shoe rotation isn't an exact formula. It really just depends on what you like to run in and what your week looks like. How do you actually build a running shoe rotation? Well, the answer is slowly and intentionally. So let's take a look at how you can go from 1 pair of running shoes to 5. So let's say right now you've got 1 pair of running shoes. That's totally fine. That's where most of us start. You've got that 1 pair of trusted daily running shoes that gets you from A to B for most of your miles. You lace them up, you head out the door, and that's it. Awesome. But if you're running a little bit more and say you're on a Runna plan and you've got a few sessions during the week, things like long runs and some speed work, you might start to feel that by the end of the week, your everyday running shoes are starting to feel a little flat. You can add a second shoe based on what you're loving most about your running at the moment. Are you crushing your Runna speed sessions? Maybe you want to get a faster shoe. Are you heading off the trails at the weekend? Grab a trail shoe. Or maybe you just want to give your beloved pair of everyday running shoes a break, and you can rotate between 2 great daily trainers that can do it all. Don't overthink it, just consider your routine and what excites you most about running, and go from there. And if we're building up to 3 shoes, you're really getting intentional about what you wear on each run. Your week is starting to take a real shape, but you're starting to think about your shoes as using the right tool for the right kind of run. Bumping things up to 4 shoes. Race day has entered the chat. You've got a target that you're working towards. Maybe you've got a specific race day shoe set aside, or maybe you've decided that your Speedwork shoe is up for the job. In either case, you've got something in mind for the big day. Now we're coming up to 5 shoes, the full works. So you've got a shoe for almost every scenario, but you still want more. Maybe your mileage is really high, or your legs just need a little bit extra love. Then a max cushion shoe could be just the thing to add into your rotation. A shoe like this will add that plush, forgiving feel to those easy runs and could just be the cherry on top to what is now a very well-rounded, specialized, and intentional running shoe rotation. And honestly, most runners are perfectly happy with 2 or 3 pairs of running shoes depending on what they get up to during the week. So this isn't a checklist that you need to go through in order to complete running. It's just something that grows with you and changes depending on your training habits and what feels good for you. One thing that often gets overlooked is tracking how many miles are on your shoes. Running shoes have a lifespan. Most are good for 300 to 500 miles depending on the shoe and depending on how you run. After that, the cushioning starts to break down, the outsole starts to wear, and that can really lead to an increased risk in injury because your body starts absorbing more of that impact instead of the shoe bouncing back. The good news is it's really easy to keep track. In Runna, you can actually log which shoes you wear for which run, and that way you can automatically have a view of the mileage that you're getting on your shoes over time. Strava does the same thing, so you can use one or both features. They work really well together, and that way you've got a good sense of how much mileage is actually gone into your shoes. Set yourself a little reminder for when your shoe gets between that 300 to 500-ish mile range. Your legs will thank you. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, we've got loads more coming in the series. In the meantime, you can check out our daily running shoes guide and our race day shoe guide. See you in the next one.